Hello, Algebra 1 students, for Mr. Fry, looking at the review, going over these if you're studying or if you're just trying to get the review done, I guess. I believe you guys did these in class. If not, if you missed it or if you're online, this should help. So let's get at it. We have this first one. Number one, we're supposed to find the y-intercept, or the x-intercept and the y-intercept. So x-intercept is when you set y to 0. So when y is 0, where is it going to be on the x-axis? So you just solve when y is 0 and x equals 18. For the y, it's when x is 0. So I have it as 0 here, and then you just solve for y. And y would be 9. You could pause this and slow this down as needed. The x-intercept would be when y is at 0, and then solve for x. And the y-intercept is when x is set at 0 and solve for y. Number 3, this is when x is set at 0, or I'm sorry, y is set at 0 to find the x-intercept. That's a 12 there, I didn't change. And then here you have when the x is set at 0, solve for y. You can see those steps. So that's your x-intercept and your y-intercept. For number 4, I'm going to set my y at 0. So 10 times 0 is 0. So I'm just left with negative 8x equals 40. I divide both sides by negative 8. And 40 divided by negative 8 is negative 5. So x equals negative 5. For the y-intercept, I set x at 0. And so negative 8 times 0 is 0, and I'm left with 10y equals 40. 40 divided by 10, or dividing both sides by 10, I get y equals 4. Okay, so for number 5, I figure out my x-intercept, and then I figure out my y-intercept. Pause that to get those down. And then I graph it. My x-intercept means where it crosses the x-axis. That's at 3. Y is going to cross at 2. So I make my connection there. And notice the slope is going to be from this point to this point. It goes down 2 over 3. Down 2 over 3. So a negative 2/3 slope. Number 6. I set my y at 0 to figure out my x-intercept. And I set my x at 0 to figure out my y-intercept. Y ends up being at negative 2. So now I'm at negative 2 on the y-axis, and on the x-axis I'm at 4. Notice my slope, it goes up 2 over 4, up 2 over 4, so a positive 2/4. I divide both the top, the numerator, and the denominator by 1, or I'm sorry, by 2, and I get 1 over 2, 1/2. Once again, I wasn't clear on that. Divide by 2. 2 goes into both 2 and 4. So I can simplify that fraction down to 1/2. Reduce it to 1/2, I should say. Okay, number 7. I get my x-intercept. I get my y-intercept. Same thing I've been doing. Okay, so I'm at negative 1 and negative 2. So notice it goes down 2 over 1. So down 2 over 1 is a negative 2 over 1 or negative 2. Any number over 1 is just itself. That would be negative 2. Okay, I figure out my x-intercept. I figure out my y-intercept. Notice from this point to this point, my slope goes up 4 over 3. So that's a positive 4 over 3. I do not change these to mixed numerals. Okay, don't change this to 1 and 1/3. We want to know our rise over run. We want to know it this way. So leave those as improper fractions, please. For a mixed linear equation, we're just going to write the slope-intercept form of the equation given the following information. So all you have to do is, plug these in. This is the slope, and this is the y-intercept. Remember, it's y equals mx plus b when m is the slope and the b is the intercept, and that's a positive 3. I know it's positive because it doesn't say negative. Number 2, I know that my slope is 4/3, but what do I do with this? Well, you just plug it in for your y and your x, and then you solve for b. 6 equals b, so this is my full slope-intercept form equation, y equals 4 over 3x plus 6. Hopefully this helps, and good luck on the test.